again, I'm Justin Patton, the CEO of Zima Produce. Right now I'm in the journey to produce my first feature film, Internal Discourse. And I just want to tell you about a character, a supporting character in my film by the name of Officer Washington. So of course Officer Boyce is the main character, but his partner, Officer Washington, is the role that I'm currently trying to cast. And so of course they're partners, but their relationship, before partners, they're more so homies. They're more so, brothers. And so Officer Washington himself is one of those homies that is very supportive, encouraging, uplifting, and we see that throughout the film quite a bit. And so I'm thinking about a scene that happens in the film where basically prior to the scene that I'm going to tell you about, and I'm actually going to read some dialogue to you, what happens is Boyce is on the phone. He had previously submitted an application. He was calling this place to follow up. Long story short, he gets some bad news. And so that's what shifts his energy. Before that scene, they were actually on break eating. And so they on break eating. Then before they get in the car, Boyce calls this place about the application, gets the bad news, change the mood, gets back in the car with Officer Washington, and this is where we pick up. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and just read you that scene. And again, we're picking up from when Officer Boyce just got on the phone and he gets back in the car. So I'll go ahead and jump in. Officer Boyce hangs up the phone. He is noticeably discouraged. He takes a deep breath and begins heading to the squad car. When Officer Boyce gets in, Officer Washington notices a change in his demeanor. Officer Washington speaks. Officer Washington: "Yo, Boyce, what's going on? I feel a whole shift in your energy." Officer Boyce: "Man, the grant people say they never even received my application." Officer Washington: "Word, man, I know you was counting on that one." Officer Boyce: "Yeah, they told me there ain't no records for my application and it's too late to even reapply." Officer Washington: "Man, look, don't even trip. There's more opportunities out there. You really gotta look at fun in your film like you walking down a hallway with a bunch of doors in it, right? If one door is locked, you gotta try another. And if that one is locked, keep pulling or pushing until one of them joints open." Officer Boyce: "Yeah, man, I'm gonna keep going. It's just, I don't know how we get this money, man." Officer Washington: "Man, look, don't even look at the numbers. First and foremost, like I said earlier, is do you believe?" Officer Boyce: "Yeah." Officer Washington: "Nah, G, say it like you meant it. Do you believe you can do it?" Officer Boyce: "Yeah, no doubt." Officer Washington: "Well, write down the goal, make a plan, and get to work. Like you said, just keep going." Officer Boyce: "Yeah, I feel that, man. I appreciate you, G." Officer Washington: "Yeah, you got this, man. If anything else, just know having faith, even enough to fit in a little ass mustard seed, you can move mountains, be it literal or even 50K. With faith, you can do it." Officer Boyce: "Nah, yeah, you're right. I got this for sure." Officer Washington: "Yeah, just don't stop believing." And that pretty much wraps up their dialogue. There's a girl that comes up and knocks on the window and pretty much interrupts that scene. And so that's a little bit of insight to who Washington is as a character. Like I said, in that moment, he really steps up and is like, asking him, like, first and foremost, do you believe? Like, which is the most important part. It's like, and so in that moment, you really see Washington step up and, be that supportive homie. Like I said, he starts off just asking him, or matter of fact, telling him, first and foremost, like, forget about the money. It's like, do you believe? Like, I don't care what you're doing in this life, me as a person, I believe that, at the core, the first step is belief, whether it's talking to a woman, making $1 million, driving a car for the first time, becoming a lawyer, whatever the case is, like, you gotta believe that you can do it and take action after that. And so that's why I really feel like it was really important to include that in this scene, especially in that moment, after he already get this bad news and feeling discouraged. So it was just perfect timing for it. So as far as Washington's appearance goes, I definitely want to have someone, he's playing a police officer, someone, is definitely in the gym, fit, bulkier. I was actually just telling somebody, if it came to football, it's like, I'm not looking for a wide receiver. I'm not looking for a lineman. I'm looking for like somebody who's a running back or a quarterback. Like, I feel like running backs are a little bit shorter, but they're a little bit bulkier, or even quarterbacks, have like a nice build. And so just someone that you could see being a police officer. So that's a big thing, just fitting the physique of the officer, because I definitely want it to look real, believable. So you definitely got somebody a little bit more built up, athletic. And then on top of that, of course, I'm going for a black African American, but I'll say my tone or darker, so my complexion or darker. And then age range from, I want like 28 to 35 in that window. And just somebody, you know, if you enjoy the culture, you come from the culture, just someone, you know, that, you know, I definitely want Washington to be someone who's northerner, so to say. He, you know, is from Virginia, and I know there's this whole conversation about Virginia being in the South or not. And we actually talk about that in the film, because Boyce is from the South. He's from Mississippi, and Washington is from Virginia. And even if you have some sort of dialect or some sort of your own cultural experiences, because when I think about Roanoke, it's a big melting pot, and everybody is from somewhere else. Like you might be from New York or, you know, Cali or wherever the case is, and you somewhat flock to Virginia. So if you have that background, then bring it. Like I love the culture, and it just, you know, it's still the idea that Washington is from Virginia, but that can also be a part of his backstory. It's like, yeah, I've been in Virginia since '08, but I was born in New Jersey or wherever, and that's where a lot of my upbringing came from. So I'd love to even hear that and maybe write that into the story. So yeah, so if you want to play that or know someone that can play this role, reach out to me. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everything's Zima Produce. Facebook is Justin Patton. But yeah, and don't forget about the GoFundMe. I have a budget of $15,000 that I'm gonna reach, and it's gonna take your support. So I appreciate you first and foremost watching this video, taking out the time, but also, you know, donating when you get a chance. And thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the next one.